welcome to overseas guest Brian Barber from the USA, Vice President, US Brokerage Operations and Government Affairs for Wilson International, Steve Parker, and his wife Julie are standing there. They're from BIFA, which is the British International Freight Association. Rachel Madden, she's the President of CBAF from New Zealand.
So welcome everyone. We've got, I'm very pleased to let you all know that we've got just under 300 delegates for this conference. So please put your hands together for yourselves. That's a record. It's a record for the organisation. So thank you very much for that. I'd like to also thank all our event partners. They'll get a mention during the course of the next couple of days. And I'd like to also, as Paul mentioned, give some recognition for Bonds Couriers for their sponsorship of the events tonight. And Jodie from Bonds would like to say a few words.
We just want to take the opportunity to say thank you so much for coming, and thank you to IFBA for having us tonight. We know there's a couple of really exciting days ahead, and we're really privileged to be a part of the event.
Good morning, esteemed colleagues. What a spectacular geographical location we are in for the next few days. I think we can all agree that with the current business environment, economic uncertainty, geopolitical tension, now more than ever, Australia is facing significant risks in the reliability of the supply chain. But with this, our focus should of course be on the opportunities that are there, if we are brave in both government and the private sector to embrace them.
Cairns, as you can see, is very much open for business, and primarily my job today is just to say thank you. Thank you for coming to Cairns. It has been a really difficult couple of years for this region, if I can be honest with you. We've had the impacts of COVID for a town dependent on tourism. It was a really difficult time.
And it's great to be here at the IFBA National Conference and see such a big turnout. And Scott Carson tells me that this meeting is going to have an attendance record. And thanks Scott very much for the invitation to be here today.
So at some point in time, we either choose to take the current risks and deal with those risks as we go, and there'll be some costs involved and there'll be some potential problems with doing it. Or we let it go, we keep punting it to the next government and the next government, and one day it becomes untenable and unserviceable, and we'll go into the same big bang pattern of behaviour that caused the original ICS to be built rapidly and poorly.
The 6 priority areas identified for collective action are a shared biosecurity culture, stronger partnerships, coordinated preparedness and response, a highly skilled workforce, sustainable investment, and integration supported by technology, research and data.
Well, in my part, I've been researching single windows and have been looking at what a 21st century single window would look like. But fundamentally, businesses already use a lot of systems, how do we just draw upon the information that business already has, and that's referred to as natural business data. And it's certainly possible to do that. The world's tax systems already use that sort of system. We don't have this single transaction model which is used across our borders if we contemplate our tax system, and yet those same businesses are already reporting inside the tax system. They have obligations for meeting domestic compliances and other things. Why don't we just use that as the basis and then modernise from there around the augmentation of their domestic activities with their international activities?
I urge the decision makers to clearly define the digital orders that we operate within. In closing, I'm of the opinion, and have been for a very long time now, most of you are probably very well aware, that I believe all people involved in the operations of a customs brokerage, not just the customs broker, should be physically in Australia. Not only would this make security and security risk management possible, it would go a long way to solving the current skills shortage in our profession by creating demand for junior roles within our organisations again.
So as we come to the close of the event, I need to thank some of the key people and organisations that have really contributed to this event. There's a lot of lead up into it. I'd like to thank the IFCBAA board. They're very keen supporters, and it's part of our culture now to operate Australia's premier international trade event in Australia, and that's what it is. And I'd also ask all the delegates to give yourselves a round of applause. 292 people, a record. Thank you very much. Well done. North Queensland logistics people, Cairns Airport, Ports North, TTNQ, TDC, the Pullman, special mention David Nye, special mention Scott Russell, special mention Diana, Jada, Bruce, Pedro and Kylie at the hotel. So it's a big deal to have nearly 300 people lob into Cairns. Cairns was flattered less than 2 years ago by the elements, roadways, airport. In the matter of weeks and months, they're back on their feet. To the IFCBAA team, where would I be without you? To all the speakers, panellists, the overseas visitors. It's an international event, so we might do more of this stuff, and thank you very much for participating. All the delegates, and what I'd like to do is finish off certainly with, we could not put this event on with our valuable event partners. And finally, thank you again, and see you at the 2025 National Conference, wherever that may be. Thank you.